What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another video. Some of you may know me by now, some of you may not. So my name is Jordan. Welcome to my channel, and we'll be going over all the mods I've done to my 2024 Chevy Colorado Trailboss. Let's go check it out. All right, guys, so as you can see, here is my 2024 Chevy Colorado Trailboss. We'll go ahead and get into it. We're gonna just start off here in the front. We'll start off with lighting. You guys see all the lights on. Right here, we have some Diode Dynamics low beams in there. We have some Diode Dynamic SS3s. These are the SAE fog option, and this is in a custom housing by 686 BAJA Industries. I do have a video on that actually, so I'll probably put that at the end of this video. You guys can go ahead and check it out. Down here we have some DV8 lighting. I got it with this DV8 Spec Series bumper. Solid bumper. We got the red toe shackles right there. We got DV8's yellow fog lights, and then we have DV8's single row light bar. Just pretty sweet. It's been great. I mean, it lights everything up at night, especially when you get those Diode Dynamics, that little combo going on. That's plenty of light output from the beginning. So we do have that Spec Series bumper down there. It's just beautiful, if you can't tell. All right, wheels and tires. Up here on the top, we do have some Nav sight halos right here. I did put some Laminex wrap on it just to give it that yellow look. I'm gonna cut these lights off because they're killing me. So that is the halos on at this point, not the actual light. This is just like a little backlight. And I do have them wired up with my SS3s, so this backlight is on as well, which is pretty sick. Continuing with the lighting, we do have Morimoto's third brake light right back here. It's pretty bright. If you guys turn on like the light for the cab, or for the bed light, I guess you could say, cargo light, bed light, same thing. It does light up pretty well back here. And then right here, I do have a tri-fold cover. This was bought off eBay. It was like 300 bucks, but it's done me solid. Back here, the only thing that we have upgraded back here in the back is just going to be some Diode Dynamic license plate bulbs. Super easy plug and play install. I do have the Diode Dynamics reverse lights in there too, super bright. And here's more of the blacked out badging. Do have that. That's from Amazon right there. All the diode stuff is from their website. Make sure to use the discount code, it'll get you hooked up. So moving over to the side steps, we do have Iron Bisons. I did run Gen 3 rock sliders for a little while. They were pretty cool, but there's nowhere to really step. I got a little one. These work just as good as rock sliders. I do have some trail damage on it. One of my videos running Crap Shoot with Downtime Lost and some other guys. These did work quite well as rock sliders. I know that's not their intentions, but they do a good job. They're very high clearance, so they don't hang as low as the Gen 3 sliders. I will be getting some Gen 2s eventually in here, or maybe DV8's rock sliders, so that's what we got going on there. We do have a mid-engine skid plate down there. It's going to be that silver piece. You could see it right there. That kind of reaches up to this DV8 skid plate. So the bumper kind of comes with a skid plate. It's a little full package. That skid plate down there was from RA Motorsports. Good quality. I've only scraped it like once, so nothing too crazy for me. Moving on to the side, we have Ryka Wheels R35 Ramblers. They are in a 0 offset, 17 by 8.5, 0 offset. Beautiful wheel. Sorry about them being dirty. And we are running 34s, 285, 75 Nitto Recon grapplers. The fitment And you guys, if there's anything on this truck, like I said before, there's anything that interests you, we are partnered up with DIODE. We're partnered up with Rika wheels, and soon to have another one up there, and Level Up suspension. So some of the suspension components that are on the truck already, you can find on Level Up suspension. Almost all these parts can be found just through the manufacturer's website. If you guys use my codes or you hit the links in the description, use the codes in the description, it'll save you guys some cash, or it might get you free shipping, or it might get you a little freebies in there. I know DIODE was running a little special. So we'll move on to the suspension. We do have some suspension in here, and we're going to be getting more hopefully soon. Will be a nice little upgrade, but I'll show you guys what I'm working with down here. Depending on how well you can see down there, we do have Eibach coilovers. Those are their Pro Truck Series, adjustable. They're really good. I mean, going from factory to a puck lift to this, there was a little bit of an upgrade there. I did order these through Level Up suspension myself. They were running a sale. I just couldn't pass it up. The tie rod sleeves that you see right here, those are Level Up suspension's tie rod sleeves. Just make sure if you have a Trailboss, a Z71 or a ZR2, whatever model you have, trim level, you need to make sure that you're ordering the right one. So the Trailboss tie rod sleeves, they're going to match up with the ZR2, and then all the other trim levels have their own, so you can just match it up to a Z71. The ZR2 and Trailboss tie rods already are thicker than the Z71, so make sure you order the right ones. That's what we're working with on suspension in the front. And I do have a Peak suspension sway bar relocation kit. See if we can get any eyes on that. So there's the sway bar relocation kit from Peak Suspension. That just about does it for my suspension, all on the front end. Everything else under here is pretty stock, factory down there. Also, along with the suspension, we do have Icon upper control arms over here. They do have the Delta Joint Pros, just a couple greasing points that you have to do to keep maintenance on them. Not a big deal. They've done well. My original control arms, they were making some noises after we did install this whole suspension setup. But ever since we switched over, they've been great. So make sure you keep them greased. Moving on to the rear. Might not be able to see these too well. I did just do a video on this recently. You can check it out. But I do have the Icon 2.0 series rear shocks back here. And then I do have a 1.5 inch lift shackle. So that is a lot of stuff. So now you have a lot more choices. You don't have to go through a little bit of trial and error, testing things out, switching things up. The suspension that's set up on it now with the tires and wheels, it's actually really good. I haven't had any issues. It's a little bit of a rough ride sometimes, but you kind of want that stiffer suspension at times, and then other times for comfort you want it to be a little softer. So maybe we'll get some adjustable suspension soon, but we'll see. All right, guys, if you can't tell, it is a couple days later. I did miss a couple of the mods that I did want to cover with you guys. A lot of the basics and a lot of the bigger mods we did cover in the video, so we'll just go over a couple small things interior wise. And it is a couple days later. Truck is clean now, so that's a good sign. I haven't washed it probably in like a month. So let's go back to the interior. I'll show you what's going on. So I do have these vent mounts. It's not real carbon fiber, but they look clean. I mean, they kind of just like add a little bit of touch to the vehicle. You can see the other one right over there. You guys all know how we love this piano black. Mine's not too scratched up. It does look kind of crappy, but in person it doesn't look as bad. So I just wanted that to kind of offset it a little bit, just give a little bit different taste. As you can see, everything is like black and gray in here, even this mount that I covered. So I did miss that part. And of course, somehow the footage of my Prinsu rack on the roof and my OVS awning, all that stuff got missed. I don't know how it got cut out, but it did. So let's go check that out. All right, there is my Prinsu rack. It is mounted up. I had it professionally mounted. I didn't want to drill into the roof myself. We have these grab handles on both sides. This is from a, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to say it. Some Toyota brand, right? I found them on Etsy. I think they were like 20 bucks for 2 of them. It's made out of paracord, super durable. You all know we don't have grab handles on the inside, especially for the driver, so we use that for that. One arm out the window wheeling and the other one driving. So everything mounts up to the Prinsu rack really easy. I do have this OVS awning. It's a 5.5 foot. If you guys don't know about OVS, check them out. Check them out on Instagram. Check out their website. They got some really good stuff. Prinsu rack is just beautiful. It's got a couple little logos on it. It's got this one, and then on the front passenger side, it has its own as well. This awning, super easy to work with, easy to mount up. A lot of this stuff, I didn't know anything about this, but you can kind of see how it works. It's got like a track. So there's bars on the inside that flip like this, and it's got this track system, and you just drop in your carriage bolts right there, get a washer if needed, and your locking nuts, and mount it up. So that's up there. We have the all-top traction boards with their all-top traction board mounts. So those work together hand in hand. And then over here, come check this out. Yeah, but just look at the truck. Look how nice it looks when it's actually clean. I know the lighting and the shadows aren't hitting it well, doing it justice, but when this thing's clean, it's beautiful. I mean, even when it's dirty, it's not too bad. So let's check this out over here. So here's the other grab handle, and then up here we do have a Pelican storm case. I forget what model it is, but it's all mounted up here. I did drill into the case just so that way it's more secure. It's harder for anyone to get into it, to steal it or anything like that. So it's inside, same thing. You got some carriage bolts inside. You got some washers. I threw some silicone down in there below the washers, and then obviously your locking nut, and it's all mounted up there. So we got these locks on it. Keeps it secure. It's not going to go anywhere. No one's going to get a hold of it. And there's your lovely Prinsu logo. But yeah, it all mounts up super easy. It works well, and you can actually fit a lot in there. I think the depth of that box is like 6 inches, and it sits pretty flush with the truck. As you can see, it kind of all goes together up there. It's not one piece is way higher than the other, and that's what I was going after. I didn't want to have too much wind resistance and mileage going down. So there is some weight up there. It is the standard Prinsu rack, but it does its job and it does it well. So whole point of that was to get rid of my recovery box that was always in the bed of the truck and kind of get my recovery gear up there. And then I kind of just take my compressor as needed. I don't need it everywhere I go, but it's all up there. So it's good stuff. I really enjoy it. I think it was probably one of the best investments I made. So there you go. So with all the lighting back there, we do have it mounted up to an aux beam switch panel. I'll go ahead and show you guys that, and I'll show you guys a couple interior mods that we're working with. Interior wise, we don't have a whole lot going on. We do have some AAA liners along with AAA truck bed liners in the back. So AAA liners in the front, the back, and in the truck bed. Moving on into the truck. Don't mind my gas mileage right there. It's not too shabby for being up here in the mountains. We do have the aux beam switch panel. So I have this all mounted up. Daytime running lights. That's just the lights that you all seen with the amber, with the halos, and then the backlight from the DIODE. Cubes. These are my top knob sight halos, and then floodlight. That's going to be my floodlights from Deviate. They're the ones in the bumper, the yellow ones. Right here you got the light bar, which is obviously that light bar in the bumper. And then my fog lights are my SS3s. So all these are all controlled from here, which is pretty cool. Super simple. You can do a lot with this. You can turn them on all like this. So when you hit off, everything comes off. When you turn it back on, everything lights up. Anywhere in the mountains or on trails or anything, I always have a couple extra lights on just so visibility wise people could see me. We do have up here, we have the DIODE Stage 2 interior lighting kit. So front, back, and this thing is bright. It lights up the cabin like it's middle of the day. Sweet. Definitely recommend that. Cheap mod for your Chevy Colorado. Other than that, we do have this phone mount. This was ordered from Amazon. It's magnet. It's held up through every trail we went through, and it just sticks on just like that. It's solid. I'm talking, it don't move. So that's what we got going on in the interior. Not a whole lot, like I said. So that does it for today's video, guys. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. As always, make sure to check the description. Share, comment, like, all that stuff means so much to me. Even reaching 400 subs, I did not imagine that. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. If you guys have any videos or anything that you want to recommend to me, or anything you want me to cover, just let me know in the comments. I'll do my very best to get it done. Like I said, I appreciate each and every one of you guys. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.